Yeah, do you mind if I film it? Yeah, no, it'll be a doddle. Yeah, no worries.
Welcome back. It is a lovely autumnal morning in Northumberland, and today we are doing quite an unusual surgery on a calf, and I'll go and show you the calf actually. That is a condition called spastic paresis, so one of the nerves in his leg is overactive, and that's why he's got his leg held out just like that as he is there. So the muscles at the back of his leg that extend it are being told to extend that leg inappropriately. The remedy for that is something called a tibial neurectomy. We knock him out, we go in surgically, find the offending nerve which is overactive, and we cut it. And that all sounds very simple. First things first, we've got to knock him out. Okay, get the scarf in there then.
Right. Definitely the back right leg, yeah?
Yeah, no, back left. So it's when the human surgeons make that mistake.
That's what I've got the spray for. Left, yeah? Definitely left.
Yeah, definitely the left. Get me paranoid now, I don't know my lefts and rights.
Hang on, let's just...
Oh, it's definitely the left. It's definitely the left. Oh, yeah, bugger. Go on, lad. Right.
To that post, I would say. Or
To the big post.
Yeah.
We're going to struggle a bit.
We've got him.
Right.
Is that far enough?
Yeah.
Right, do you mind just someone holding on to that? Yeah. Cheers. What do you reckon? Yeah, I'll give him 2 seconds. I'll give him can't give the ketamine before the xylazine because it can make him go a bit bananas occasionally. There's the good stuff, my friend. Oh, don't fight it. Right. Okay. You want what we're gonna have Naomi doing? What's Naomi's?
She's gonna be a human wound retractor once we get in. She's gonna scrub it.
Right. Okay. Cool. So
she can start with just keep an eye on the anaesthetic.
Yeah.
Bit of heart rate, wrist break.
I don't know if anyone's gonna.
I'll do the. I'll start clipping up.
Cool. So this is the calf. He has had some xylazine and he's also had some ketamine. Between those two sedatives, he should be well knocked out. I mean, we'll top him up probably a few times during the procedure. There's his mum, who's apparently quite bad-tempered, so she is well locked behind the gate. So Jenny's just there. She's going to be going into all the muscles of the hind limb to look for that tibial nerve. We've got a lovely clean bedded pen to do this in, nothing like that. Much better than doing it in a dark, damp, mucky pen. Okay, just to recap, the condition we are treating here is called spastic paresis. Spastic because the limb is held in spasm, and paresis, which means essentially a mild or partial paralysis. The limb isn't totally useless, but its function is certainly impaired. Now this calf has been sedated, we can get on with clipping the leg and cleaning it really thoroughly. This isn't just a basic rinse, this is a really deep surgical scrub. Jenny, the surgeon here, will also give her hands and arms a really thorough clean. We will be using a drape at least to start with in this procedure. Again, it is just to try and keep things as clean as possible. We find in general that a good surgical scrub with a nail brush is just as effective as using surgical gloves. Of course, if you ask 10 different vets, you'll get 10 different opinions. The main thing is we're trying to be as clean as possible. Is it possible to be sterile in a farmyard situation? Perhaps not, but certainly something we should strive for. If you're unfamiliar with spastic paresis, that's probably not surprising because it's a pretty rare condition. We don't understand particularly why it happens. There seems to be an inherited component to it, but then again, it is seen across all breeds. It seems to be more common in cattle that are post-legged. That means they have a very straight conformation to the hind limb. It's usually seen in the first 6 months and gets progressively worse. It can be bilateral, that means it's in both limbs, or unilateral, that is one limb, as is the case here. There isn't any medical treatment for it, that means we can't simply treat it with drugs or physiotherapy. We have to treat it surgically. In this case, we're doing a tibial neurectomy, but there are other options which include cutting or modifying the gastrocnemius tendon. Now, going back to the tibial neurectomy, which is our procedure of choice here, the problem in this calf is that some of the nerves are overactive. That leads to overstimulation of certain muscles. Surgically, we're looking to find a large branch of the sciatic nerve, which is called the tibial nerve, and cut it. This stops that signal being sent, that stops the overactivity, and hence stops the overstimulation of those muscles. Afterwards, the calf will get a good period of bed rest. Now that sounds very simple, but there's a lot of tissue in that hind limb. Think about where most of the muscle in a calf is. To some extent, it is trying to look for a needle in a haystack. Between us, Jenny and I have done one before, and that one did very well, but because the condition is so rare, it's not often that we get to have a chance to treat it. I think this is a really good example, not only of a great surgery, but also that as a farm vet, sometimes you've got to be willing to do some homework and have a go. This calf really stands no chance. If we leave it, it won't recover spontaneously. It is definitely a case of kill or cure. You can see for moral support, we even have the surgical textbook out on the straw next to us. As alluded to, the tibial nerve is found deep underneath the muscular and connective tissues of the hind limb, specifically underneath what in humans are known as the hamstrings. We have to divide up these different hamstrings in order to find our way through to the tibial nerve.
So after much goodling, that is the popliteal lymph node, which is the landmark, and then these are your two nerves. So the tibial nerve, which is the one we want, is the one that dives caudally and deep to the gastrocnemius muscle, and the
Perineal
nerve is the one that goes cranial and up and over the top.
Yeah.
So it goes up and over the top of the two. So
that's a great photo, that though.
So
that's it, Naomi. Good exercise. Naomi said it's like hanging from a cliff.
it does feel like this.
Good grip muscles.
Without the danger.
I don't know. I'm pretty with a knife, I must admit. So let's check. Last check.
Is that 2 cent? Yeah.
That's going deep and under the gastrocnemius. That's the perineal nerve. It's going up and over the top. Right. Does that look like 2 centimetres?
Yeah. Boom. Lovely.
Pretty important part of the...
Okay, now you've got to put it back together.
Now I've got to put it back together.
At this point, I had to shoot off and read a TB test, so I left the others to clear up the mess. I'm quite good at doing that. Jenny stitched together first the subcutaneous tissues and then the skin. The calf got a penicillin antibiotic, and an anti-inflammatory to help with the pain. We've gone through quite a lot of tissue here, and inevitably there will be a degree of bruising. Now he'll be on at least 5 days in the pen so he doesn't do himself any damage while he learns what his new leg feels like, and we'll just have to keep our fingers crossed. I'll try and get an update to you in a future vlog. If you're new to the channel, don't forget you can always click subscribe. If you ring the little bell next to it, you won't miss any new videos. If you like this, I really appreciate you watching it. Feel free to give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment. Perhaps you've had or seen one of these cases before. How did it work for you? Did you attempt treatment? Did you not? If you've got one on the go now, remember these cases are very individual. Not all will be good candidates for surgery. The best person to talk through this with is, of course, your vet.